Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 zodiac signs. This conjunction is being squared by Saturn, so I feel like there's some kind of intensity going on next month, so I really wanted to address this ahead of time for all of you. But before I start talking about the 12 zodiac signs, I really want to thank you for all of your support in the comments, in sharing, in booking readings with me. It has meant the world for me. Thank you so much. I am really humbled and I'm so happy to be able to serve you. So thank you so much for letting me complete and achieve my purpose of serving others. I feel very accomplished. I feel like the most accomplished person in the world with this. So thank you so much. Okay, now we'll start with the 12 zodiac signs. Please remember, I'm a Western astrologer. I follow tropical zodiac, and please let me know in the comments how if these things resonate with you and how things are going. But without further ado, let's start with the predictions. Hello Aries, Suns, Moons, and Risings. Welcome to your Mars-Jupiter conjunction astrology prediction. This conjunction between the two planets is happening in your third house at 16 degrees, and it's being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 12th house. It's happening exactly on August 14 Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But during this time, Aries, Mars gives you the drive to expand, be excited, be determined, to communicate with other people, to spread your knowledge, to kind of build a network, to connect with others. And there could be communication related to your shared resources and finances during this time. You may take action to try to expand them, to grow them. There may be some quick thinking when it comes to ideas of even expanding yourself, of practicing positive thinking, of being hopeful, of embracing yourself. And that is because Mars is your ruler and Jupiter is a planet of expansion. You may be driven to expand in your industries of writing, publishing, sales, marketing, social media, short distance travel, your small business also. These are all industries ruled by the third house. There must be some expansion in research work associated with your investments also during this time, with insurance, with the stock market, other people's money, wealth management, financial advising, and so on. And that is because Mars also rules your 8th house. And Jupiter is again expansion. This conjunction can also bring expansion in your identity, in your speech, in how you talk to yourself, how you write and connect with others. You can feel some growth when it comes to the way how you behave with your neighbors, how you take care of your physical body by reducing stress and treating yourself with respect. Maybe by doing positive affirmations. Jupiter is positivity. The third house is the house of self-talk, of thinking, and also maybe by expanding your horizons on how to treat your physical body. However, Saturn from the 12th may represent some roadblocks associated with your self-sabotaging patterns. Maybe there can be some spiritual pursuits or even a religious faith that you may have that is keeping you in check when it comes to your third house matters. Maybe you want to start or take a different direction in life, but your religious belief is, blocking you, not in a bad way, but is keeping you in check if your third house matters are aligned with this, religious principles, or if it's ethical, if it goes well with your 12th house matters. There may be sometimes immigration legal issues with Saturn in the 12th. There can even be an authority figure kind of behind the scenes blocking you and you don't really realize who it is and why. Saturn in the 12th squaring this aspect can have you build a structure associated with prayer, with meditation, yoga. Maybe the expansions you feel driven and excited to implement in your mental thinking and communication really needs Saturn to build the structure in the first place. And maybe it really needs you to rethink things and go back to old things. Try to fix them first before having this expansion in your third house matters. Saturn in the 12th may even ask you to sit in solitude, to clear your mind. Do you feel comfortable doing so? So Saturn in the 12th is keeping you in check when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to your thinking, and all the other things that I mentioned about the third house. Keep in mind again that Mars is your ruler, and you may really feel this conjunction and the square to Saturn. Again, there may be some challenges, some roadblocks, but Saturn is the wise one. It really wants you to build structures and to take it a bit slower. And sometimes the success we get with Saturn in this aspect can be more of a long-lasting. Maybe it wants you to, take it one step at a time, so that you have some long-lasting results and outcomes instead of something very quick that maybe we don't handle very well. But this is what I have for you, Aries, for this conjunction. I feel like this is one of the most important ones happening next month. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Taurus, Taurus suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. The conjunction between these two planets is happening on August 14 Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But it's happening in your second house at 60 degrees, and it's also being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 11th house. Mars rules your 12th house, and in the second house can talk about expansion of hidden resources. For a lot of you, you may have the opportunity during this transit to take a practical and structured approach when it comes to your personal income, on how much money you make. That is kind of hidden from other people. You don't really tell them about it. You don't tell your partner about it. Obviously, this is the case for some of you, but it's definitely a very possible outcome from this conjunction. But being squared by Saturn from the 11th can talk about building some structure, staying disciplined when it comes to some type of long-term dream goal that you've had associated with your personal income that you kind of made behind the scenes and hidden from other people. This conjunction can also bring expansion when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your religious beliefs, when it comes to meditation, yoga, things that you do to connect with a higher force, with the universe, with God, with whatever you believe in. And this conjunction again wants you to expand in that department, to increase your values, to increase your self-worth through spirituality and through connecting to the source. However, again, Saturn is the reality check here. Do you have a routine in place to, do your prayers and meditation? Do you have some type of structure that, gets you closer to the source? maybe something that relaxes your mind when you have negative thinking, when you have self-sabotaging patterns. This conjunction can bring that into attention, and Jupiter can bring some heavenly protection, some heavenly help when it comes to addressing all these things. Mars also rules your seventh house of partnerships, and with this conjunction that's happening in your second house can talk about expansion of a partner. Maybe they are growing in one way or the other. They are receiving some blessings in their life. However, there's again still some reality check. Do this person's successes and expansion align with your personal long-term dreams and goals for the future? Do they align with where you see yourself in the future? And with this transit, the odds are for a lot of you Tauruses that you realize that you need maybe to take a different direction with a partner, be it romantic or a business partner, because you realize your goals for the future, your dreams, are not maybe aligning with them. If there's been any money hidden that you may have hidden from your partner, or they may have hidden from you, then this transit can bring that into attention, and have some type of communication associated with it, confrontation, I would say, associated with it. Maybe even some fighting, because we have Mars squaring Saturn here, and things, don't get very, very sweet. However, remember, you always have the protection of Jupiter during this transit. The conjunction between these two planets in the second house talks about hidden talents that you have, talents that maybe you don't understand that you do, or talents that you know that you have, but you exercise and practice them behind the scenes. And Saturn here is making you understand that you have these skills, you have these talents, but are you using them in the long run? Are you using them for the future, for where you want to be? There is definitely a financial activation here, a reality check. Maybe you want to spend some money, maybe you want to buy something, but does that expenditure really take you where you want to be in the future? Saturn is the wise one here, is trying to give you structure, understanding, and purpose on where you want to be in the future in the long run. The 11th house where Saturn is aspecting this from is also the house of friends and networks and acquaintances. And the conjunction in your second house maybe wants you to expand in your values so that you can connect more with other people. You can share, you can have more in common with them to share. But Saturn in the 11th is asking you to be ethical, to really check and filter your friends, filter your networks. So during this conjunction and square, these areas can be very much highlighted in your life. And lastly, Saturn naturally rules your ninth house. So for a lot of you Tauruses, this square can bring into attention legal matters that you have been dealing with, international legal matters such as visas, citizenships, things like that, and also foreign languages. Maybe this conjunction wants you to expand in making more money, but Saturn is telling you, well, you need to invest on this foreign language to be able to communicate with people and increase your income. Things like that could happen during this transit. I really hope this resonates with you. I really hope that you get the best out of this transit. It's definitely more on the challenging side next month, but it's definitely important because such important planets are being activated, and there is action that needs to be taken here with the square. Keep that in mind. But thank you Tauruses for listening. If you liked and resonated with this video, as always, please remember to give it a like, to subscribe, and I see you on the next one. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Geminis, Gemini suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. The conjunction between these two planets is happening on August 14 Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But it is happening in your first house at 16 degrees, and it's being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 10th house. This is very important for you, Geminis. The conjunction is talking about the need to expand in your personality, your identity, and even in your physical body. You may feel driven to take on a new identity for yourself, to come out in the world in a different way, to come out in the world as more generous, more abundant, wealthier, all the good things. This conjunction is also asking you to expand in your drive to maybe work out, to take care of your physical body, to come out as more ambitious, more driven into the world, into how other people see you. However, Saturn is squaring this conjunction from your 10th house and is having you have a reality check associated with your career. There is something in you that's making you realize that maybe this career and public reputation that I have needs to be changed. And this conjunction is asking you to expand in some way, to be driven to expand in some way, to be able to take the necessary practical steps in order to have some long-lasting effects in your career, in your public reputation, and in how other people see you. This conjunction can also have some of you Geminis realize that some career that you have is maybe keeping you inside a box, is not letting you expand. It's not letting you be excited about life, be excited about yourself, be excited about your personality. So Saturn here is not punishing you, but it's asking you to build a structure, to see reality for what it is, so that you can take the right career for yourself. You can choose the right thing for yourself. As Saturn moves into the 10th house, is asking you to destroy old structures and build new ones associated with your public reputation, with how the other people see you. This is the most visible part of your chart, and with this square to Mars, it's asking for action. Are you taking action to make these changes? Are you taking action to have something more practical in your career and public reputation? And the blessing that comes from Jupiter, from the heavens, from God, is present here, that you can feel very much driven. Okay, Jupiter expands whatever it touches. Jupiter is expanding Mars, the drive that you have to make these changes. But Saturn is keeping you in check during this transit. And instead of thinking of this as something challenging and so difficult, think of it as an opportunity to see what you need to change in your career, in your public reputation, or in your self-identity and who you are, to be able to take on this new path for yourself, this something that can actually be long-lasting, with Saturn being involved here. Mars is the ruler of your 11th house, so for a lot of you Geminis, you will realign yourself with your long-term dreams and goals for the future. You may be feeling very driven to do so, very ambitious, very passionate about it. Mars is giving you the drive, and Jupiter is giving you the expansion, the magnitude of this feeling to make these necessary changes in your career, in your public reputation, and also in your long-term dreams and goals for the future. Mars also rules your 6th house, so for a lot of you, this changes, or this need that you have to change something in your personality, in your identity, it may start from your physical health, in your health routine, whatever you eat, in your workout routines, and how you take care of your physical body. It may also come out of your day-to-day life. For a lot of you Geminis, you may be reflecting about your day-to-day life. Are you doing the right things? Are you wasting your time? Are you doing all your tasks? And with Mars actually being in your first house, you may feel very driven to just be on the go, finish and complete one task after the other. The sixth house that Mars rules is also the house of your day-to-day job. So for a lot of you, you may again feel like maybe what you're doing does not really help you build your career, and this conjunction between these two planets in your first is making you understand your self-worth, is making you understand your identity, your personality, what you want to take out of your life, what you want to achieve in your career, with Saturn transiting your 10th in a long time. Saturn is building structure, is maybe destroying stuff that didn't work in the past too. Okay. Jupiter rules your 7th house and is also the ancient ruler of your 10th house. So again, we have that career activation in there. But we also, for some of you Geminis, you may have a partner that helps you in this. You may, on the other hand, understand that a partner maybe has been blocking you in achieving these things, in expanding in yourself, your identity, who you are as a person, in being driven and excited about life, about your personality, about what you want to achieve. So this conjunction can very much bring that into attention. But this is what I have for you Geminis for this conjunction. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. I always read them, you know that. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello dear Cancers, Cancer Suns, Moons, and Risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. Cancers, the conjunction is happening on August 14 in the sign of Gemini in your 12th house at 16 degrees, but it's also being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 9th house. This conjunction is not directly affecting you, Cancers. However, it's always there. It's still there for everybody, for all of us. And it's happening in your 12th house, highlighting the need to follow some type of spiritual practice or religious practice for a lot of you Cancers. This conjunction may make you driven and excited to expand in your spirituality, to learn about God, to learn about the universe, to learn about other dimensions. This conjunction can also make you very driven and passionate about expanding in maybe foreign lands if you live abroad, or in connecting with people that are, less fortunate, the poor, people that live in isolation, prisoners, the sick, just people that have more difficulties in their lives. The 12th house is also the house of different dimensions, as I mentioned, of dreams. So for a lot of you, you may have this very lively dreams during this time, during this conjunction, but some of them can also be associated with some type of revelation that you maybe need to take some type of action. You need to expand on a different direction with this conjunction. Mars rules your 10th house, so for a lot of you Cancers, there can be some type of excitement, drive, determination to expand in your career and your public reputation, but doing so behind the scenes, hidden from the public eye. Mars is also the ancient ruler of your 5th house, so for others of you Cancers, during this conjunction, you may feel the drive to go on a vacation, to travel, to spend time with a family member or with a partner, kind of behind the scenes and hidden from the public eye. As I mentioned, this conjunction though is being squared by Saturn, and Saturn rules your 7th house, but it's sitting in your 9th house. So this conjunction may bring something very important to attention associated with a partner. Maybe you're realizing that your belief system does not sit on the same page with a partner, and this can be a romantic partner, this can be a business partner. For others of you, this can talk about open enemies that can be brought into attention into your life during this transit. This can talk about also some legal matters that a partner may have during this time that is behind the scenes, that is hidden from the public eye. This can also talk about you, Cancers, having to show a partner some type of legal matter you've been having and doing so behind the scenes. Now, Mars and Saturn square does not have a good reputation. It can sometimes bring fights and difficulties, but yours can be behind the scenes, okay? They're not in the public eye. However, keep in mind that we have the blessing of Jupiter here. Jupiter is being involved. Jupiter is softening up things. And it's a square, it's a tension. However, Jupiter, is the heavens, is God, is helping you soften up things. So we definitely have that protection, all of us, and including you also, Cancers. One last thing that I want to address here is maybe international legal matters that you or your partner may have can also be highlighted with this conjunction and square to Saturn. Maybe there's some blockage, there's some roadblock associated with some type of international travel, documentation, citizenships, visas. It can be very much associated with a partner or again with you, Cancers. I feel like that's the case for a few of you, but it's definitely there as a possibility. Moreover, I feel like your belief system are being very much highlighted here, and you Cancers are being invited and pushed to reassess your belief systems because Saturn is breaking structures and building new ones in this department of your life. And this conjunction between the Mars and Jupiter in your 12th house is giving you the reality check if you are doing the right routines related to your spirituality, if you are praying enough, if you are doing enough meditation, if you are diligent and determined enough to do and pursue things behind the scenes associated with your career, and also, with your creativity, with your skills, with even with your children, for some of you Cancers. Are you teaching your children the right belief system for them to have? This is going to be brought into attention with a square. Something might happen that tells you that, hey, you're not on the right path when it comes to educating your kids. And again, that's because Mars rules your 5th house of children, and Saturn is sitting in your 9th house of your belief system. Okay, I feel like I've said very specific things for you, Cancers, but there are definitely a possibility with this transit. I wish you the very best of luck. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. I always read them. Thank you so much for listening to me. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Leos, Leo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. The conjunction between these two planets is happening on August 14 in the sign of Gemini, in your 11th house at 16 degrees, but it's being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 70 degrees in your 8th house. There is some need and drive for expansion when it comes to your friendships, networks, groups of people, people that you know, people that know you with this conjunction. For a lot of you Leos, you may feel very driven to expand, to open your horizons when it comes to the people you connect to. This conjunction can talk about feeling very determined, more than usual, because Mars is determination, Jupiter is expansion, feeling very much driven to go after your long-term dreams and goals for the future, which is ruled by the 11th house. However, the square from Saturn coming from the 8th house brings into attention self-sabotaging patterns that a lot of you Leos may realize during this time that you have. There may be some self-sabotaging patterns, some fears, some traumas from the past that could be blocking you into connecting with others, into expanding in your long-term dreams and goals for the future. And Saturn here is the wise one. And I like to say about Saturn, he's not trying to punish you, he's trying to teach you to build structures and practical routines associated with addressing these things that could be blocking you. And the 8th house, where Saturn is sitting on, again, is self-sabotaging patterns, self-undoing, fears, traumas, paranoias. Make sure to address them and to build a structure that could heal you from them, so that you can expand and be driven to go after your long-term dreams and goals for the future that you have, in your 11th house, to even help you expand in your social media and the things that you post, to help you connect with others, make more friends, build more networks with this transit. The 8th house is also the house of shared resources. So there could be something in your shared finances with a partner or with a family member that is blocking you to achieve some type of long-term dream and goal that you have. So Saturn is asking you to maybe take a more practical approach with spending shared resources, spending money that comes from shared resources, investments, the stock market also. The 8th house is also the house of other people. If you happen to be in the financial advising industry, wealth management, insurance, taxes, dealing with other people's money in general, then this square here is asking you to be more cautious, ethical, honest with your dealings with other people so that they realign better in your 11th house. And the 11th house is the house of like financial rewards, is what we get after the work we've done in the 10th. So Saturn here is asking you to address all these 8th house matters to be able to have some kind of expansion and to feel even more driven to expand in all of your 11th house matters. I do want to mention that Mars rules your 9th house, so there can be some belief system that's being touched here. There can be a need to expand in your belief system in things that you feel like are in a particular way that need to be addressed, that need to be restructured, that need to be realigned more with your long-term dreams and goals. And although the Mars-Saturn square does not have a good reputation, it makes things difficult, brings conflict, fighting. It's a difficult one. Remember that we have the touch of Jupiter here. Jupiter is softening things up, is bringing that heavenly blessing into your life. He's asking you to be wise, to expand, to be, blessed by the heavens, by God, and to bring a practical approach to fixing this tension that's being created between your 8th house matters and your 11th house matters. Mars is the ancient ruler of your 4th house, so there can be some kind of misunderstanding or traumas that can be brought up related to a family member during this transit, that you realize that have maybe affected you in your long-term dreams and goals for the future. Jupiter rules your 5th house and is the ancient ruler of your 8th house. So again, we have 8th house activation of insecurities, fears, traumas, things like that during this conjunction. But again, this is asking you to realign and to feel driven to expand in your long-term dreams and goals, but after having addressed your 8th house insecurities, fears, shared resources with a family member, with a partner, other people's money? If you're approaching them in an ethical and honest way, things like that. So there is some tension that's being created here. And I don't know if I said it to you, I said it to another sign, that Saturn does not want to punish you. Saturn wants you to build practical ways. That's how I like to look at Saturn. He's the wise planet. He's the oldest guy, in the sky. So listen to what Saturn is telling you and make sure to address and readdress 8th house matters to be able to release this tension and feel determined to expand in your 11th house matters. Okay, this is what I have for you, Leos. I hope this is very clear and that you resonate with this. And if you do so, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Virgos, Virgo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. Virgos, the conjunction between these two planets is happening on August 14 in the sign of Gemini in your 10th house at 16 degrees. But it's being squared by Saturn, which is sitting at 70 degrees in your 7th house. There is some kind of tension being created here with a partner and with your career and public reputation. Mars is asking you Virgos to be driven, excited, to expand in your career and how you want to be known into the world, to come out as more generous, as more wealthy. At the same time, Jupiter is asking you to increase your determination, your drive, to be successful in your career, in your public reputation, and how other people see you. Jupiter wants to bless your 10th house here, and it wants to expand you. It wants you to be showing up into the world as somebody more abundant, more successful, and to even, have you be more successful in your career and public reputation. However, there's a square, there's a tension here created by Saturn in your 7th house of partnerships. For a lot of you Virgos, this conjunction can bring into attention a misunderstanding, a tension that is created with a partner, be it a romantic partner or a business partner. There's some misunderstanding, even some fights that can come out of this transit with a partner. Maybe they don't agree with where you need to be going in your career. Maybe you don't agree with them and you realize that they're actually blocking you, they're challenging you to be able to expand and be this superstar that you want to be in your career and public reputation. If you don't have a partner, though, the 7th house talks about agreements, talks about contracts. So there could be a contract, an agreement that is binding you, that is blocking you to expand your career, public reputation, to get that determination to expand in this area of your life. There's definitely some conflict happening there that for some of you Virgos can talk about taking practical steps when it comes to approaching a partner to be able to receive blessings in your career and public reputation. And again, this can be a business partner, but also it can also be a romantic partner. It can also be some type of contract agreement that you really need to build some type of structure to be able to achieve so that it blesses you and expands you in your career and public reputation. Mars rules your 8th house, so for some of you Virgos, there can be some self-sabotaging patterns that are holding you behind here. There may be some trauma, some fears associated with your path or with your past that are being brought into attention. And Saturn here wants you to build the right structure to be able to heal those things and bring them into your attention, bring them to your lap and be like, okay, you need to get rid of this crap in order to be expanded with Jupiter in your 10th house. Mars also is the ancient ruler of your 3rd house. So for a lot of you Virgos, this conjunction talks about communication skills. It's asking you to improve and expand and be more excited, more pleasant to talk to in your career and public reputation and how other people see you. But Saturn again is asking you to take a practical approach in the way how you do so. And Saturn rules your 5th house. So Saturn maybe wants you to use your creativity, your skill set, to be more playful and more excited when you communicate and connect with other people on one-on-one, to be able to again have some type of expression, some type of blessing associated with your public status, how other people know you, how they see you. Jupiter rules your 4th house, and also your 7th house. So again, we have an activation, a strong activation here with about a partner, about a contract, an agreement, even, with your open enemies. There could be an open enemy that is blocking you to achieve something in your career and public reputation. And Saturn here is not trying to punish you, it's just teaching you that, there can be people like that. So you need to take a different approach on how you want and need to expand in your life, in your public reputation, and in your career. There can even be an authority figure that is blocking your way. So this conjunction is, more on the challenging side. There is a square here. There's some action that needs to be taken. However, remember that we have the blessing of Jupiter. Jupiter is, the divine help that is being present here, that hopefully it helps us be wiser and understand what direction we need to take and why we need to take it. But let me know in the comments how things are going for you. And if you liked and resonated with this video, as always, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello dear Libras, Libra Suns, Moons, and Risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. The conjunction between these two planets, Libras, is happening on August 14 Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But it's happening in the sign of Gemini, in your 9th house at 16 degrees. It is being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 6th house. Okay, Libra, so this conjunction between Mars and Jupiter is asking you to expand in your horizons, to have a bigger understanding about life, to go more on international trips, international travels, to connect with foreigners, to learn a different language, to feel driven, determined to do so, to feel driven and excited to learn about new things, and to let life surprise you, to embrace life with all the diversity, the cultural diversity that it has, and to present you with it. With this conjunction, you may be very driven to buy tickets, to travel again, to go to foreign lands. This conjunction can also bring legal matters that you feel very driven to close, to finish with them, to be done with it. And the 9th house is also the house of legal matters associated with foreign travels. So visas, different documentation, citizenships, things like that. So for a lot of you Libras, you may feel very driven and determined to address all of these things with this conjunction. And Jupiter being here, it's expanding you in your understandings. It's teaching you a lot of things, making you meet people from different walks of life, and broaden your horizons. However, there's a square here with Saturn from your 6th house, which talks about discipline in your daily routines, in your day-to-day responsibilities. Saturn here it wants you to build a structure associated with these things. Maybe it wants you to use the knowledge that you've gained from your ninth house matters into a practical way and implement it in your daily life. For others of you Libras, there can be a block or a challenge that comes from a health issue. So keep that in mind. Saturn here wants you to maybe build a discipline out of it. It wants you to take care of your physical health, your physical body, to connect with it more, to take the right food, the right medications, the right workout routine so that you are healthy in your physical body. Pursue all these things in your ninth house matters. The square between Mars and Saturn, unfortunately, can bring fighting with your co-workers, misunderstandings, power struggles also. So keep that in mind. However, there is some blessing here with Jupiter being involved. We are heavenly protected with Jupiter here. We're taken care of. So make sure to keep that in mind, that yes, there can be some intense conflict going on, maybe with your co-workers, maybe even in your daily routines. You feel a little anxious, or there are people that are like not letting you achieve what you want in your day-to-day life. Even people that you don't know, because when we run our daily routines, maybe we don't know the cashier, we don't know the people that are working in different jobs that we need to take care of, that are associated with our tasks, with shopping, with buying groceries, with driving our kids, to school, things like that. These are all daily routines. So there can be people on the way that piss you off, that don't let you, accomplish these things. And it challenges your belief system. It challenges your things that you want to expand on, that you want to improve in your life. However, again, there is the blessing of Jupiter involved here, so we are protected. And as I said to the other signs, I don't like to look at Saturn as a challenge, to be honest. I think Saturn here is just is the wise planet. It wants you to bring a structure and discipline so that you can have long-lasting effects. Saturn brings long-lasting consequences of things. So if you take the right daily routines and bring a structure associated with them, to where you can implement your belief system and you can communicate with people from different cultures, where you can expand your horizons, but do so in a daily basis, then Saturn is going to be satisfied and bring you good rewards, long-lasting rewards in your daily routines. Mars rules your 7th house, so there can be some conflict here with a partner associated with your belief systems, associated with international travels. Maybe they don't want you to travel, and you do. Maybe you don't have enough money to do so, and so you ask your partner for the money, and he tells you, well, we have these things to pay and we have these things to do on a daily basis, so maybe you don't have time to travel right now. That's an example, but could definitely be a possibility. And that is because also Mars rules your 2nd house of personal income, so there can be some financial conflict happening there with a partner when it comes to you going to international travels, expanding, and kind of being in conflict with your daily routines and your responsibilities. Jupiter rules your 3rd house and is also ruling your 6th house. So there can be, again, intense conflict going on here, fighting sometimes. I'm sorry to say it, but it can happen with a Mars-Saturn square. However, again, you have the blessing of Jupiter, and Jupiter wants you to expand after all, wants you to be wise, wants you to be smart, is bringing that heavenly protection for you. Again, there is an activation of the 6th house of your health, your daily routines, your day-to-day job. So there needs to be some structure, like some breaking of old structures that are not working anymore, and the building of new ones with this conjunction. Saturn naturally rules your 4th house, so the conflict that's happening here in your 6th house can be about responsibilities associated with a family member, associated with your real estate, with your house, or just with a partner, with Mars being the ruler of your 7th. So yeah, definitely there can be some conflict here, but we have resolution. We have a blessing, and we also need to take action with a square. Okay, we can be passive with this transit, but this too shall pass. I hope that things will go well for you. The thing with the Mars-Jupiter conjunction is that they are starting a cycle together, and this marks the initiation of it. So the effects of this square, of this conflict, can last for a little bit, or for some time. However, Saturn really wants us to build structures and to be disciplined about it, to be wise and smart. So I hope that we take that into consideration, and hopefully this transit can be a bit more lighter for all of us. But this is what I have for you, Libras. Let me know in the comments how things are going for you. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Scorpio, Scorpio suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. The conjunction between these two planets is happening on August 14 in the sign of Gemini in your 8th house at 16 degrees, but it's being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 5th house. For a lot of you Scorpios with this conjunction, there may be some power struggles with somebody in your life. This conjunction can also bring you the drive to heal from some self-sabotaging patterns. Mars's drive, determination, passion, and Jupiter is healing. So the 8th house is associated with, again, fears, traumas from the past, self-sabotaging patterns, self-undoing. Maybe we don't understand that we have these things. They are usually right deep into our minds and hearts, but this conjunction is giving you that determination to heal from these things and to take a different approach associated with them. The 8th house is also the house of other people's money, of shared resources. So if you have shared resources with a partner, that there can be some type of expansion, the drive to just, make new investments and buy more stocks and invest on different projects to be able to increase and expand in these 8th house matters. This can also be associated with using a lot of wisdom and knowledge to go after these things, to be more excited about them, more driven, more pushy, to again expand in this department in shared resources and finances with another person. If you are in the wealth management industry, in financial advising, in insurance, taxes, dealing with other people's money, then this conjunction can give you the determination to expand on these things, to get more clients, to you develop different tactics and management tactics when it comes to other people's money. However, as I mentioned, there's a square here from Saturn in your 5th house, and the 5th house is the house of creativity, of your skills, of your creative skills, artistic abilities also. So for a lot of you Scorpios, Saturn here is keeping you in check. Are you using your skills? Are you using your talents to be able to expand in this area of your life? Saturn wants you to build some type of discipline and structure in expressing yourself through your creative abilities, in expressing and healing yourself through your artistic talents. Saturn here can also talk about some type of block and challenge that can come because of a child, because of your children. Maybe they have things going on in their lives to where it blocks you in your finances, in your shared resources. Maybe you need to make a big expenditure to help them out and, to assist them. Saturn in the 5th talks about blockages and discipline when it comes to your entertainment. Maybe some of your Scorpios are using shared resources and income to have more fun, and now Saturn here is telling that you cannot do that anymore. There is a conflict going on. Maybe you don't have the luxury to do so anymore for one reason or the other, because Saturn really wants you to be more disciplined and to be more cautious when it comes to how you entertain yourself, how you have fun with your friends, with other people. There's some structure that needs to be built here. Mars rules your 6th house, so the conflict or the blockage can come even from your physical health, your physical body, maybe some sickness, some disease that can block you into into achieving these things, into facing your self-sabotaging patterns and your self-undoing and your fears that you may have. But Saturn here is asking you to use your creativity, artistic abilities to be able to do so. And Saturn in the 5th house kind of undresses you from the fun. It's like not a very fun aspect or fun transit to have in your life, but it's asking you to be disciplined about it, to be wise about spending your money, your shared resources into having fun, to have an outlet of your traumas and self-undoing and your the dark side within you through your creative abilities and your artistic abilities that you have. Saturn is trying to build some structure and make you understand that there's an outlet for all of these things that you may do. For others of you Scorpios, Mars is your ancient ruler, okay? So you can be the person that initiates all these things, that initiates some conflict here, maybe with a partner, with somebody that you have shared resources with. Jupiter rules your 2nd house of your personal income and is the ancient ruler of your 5th house. So again, there's a 5th house activation here, but also some money conflict that can come out with this transit. You have this desire, this passion, this determination to expand with Mars Jupiter conjunction, but Saturn in the 5th is asking you to use your creative abilities, to make sure that you use them, to make sure that you have a good relationship with your children, also if you have children, or with children in general, to even have a good relationship between how the way you entertain and your physical body, not to drink too much, not to drink to where in a way to where you toxify your physical body. The 8th house is toxicity, so make sure to keep those in mind. And again, there can be some conflict here. The Mars square Saturn does not have a good reputation at all, but we have the blessing of Jupiter. Jupiter is being involved here. We have the blessing from God, from the universe, from the heavens, that maybe we can be wise, okay? Jupiter is wisdom. Saturn is also very wise too, is a wisdom planet. We can use wisdom, patience, and also practical steps to be able to mitigate this intensity that's coming out of this transit. But I hope it goes well for you, Scorpios. I hope it's not as difficult. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. I would love to read them. And if you liked and resonated with this video, as always, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Sagittarius, Sagittarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. Sagittarius, this conjunction is happening on August 14 Eastern Standard Time, and it's happening in Gemini in your 7th house at 16 degrees. But it's being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 4th house. A lot of you Sagittarius have this need and determination to expand in your partnerships. Maybe you want to enter a partnership, to take a relationship from dating to maybe getting engaged to even getting married during this time. A lot of you may have this need to enter a contract, an agreement that takes you in one-on-one terms with somebody else. And for others of you may feel very determined to kind of heal and amend things with an open enemy, or to go after them and revenge on them with Mars being in the 7th house here. However, there's a square, there's a tension being created from your home dynamics, maybe from a parent, maybe from a family member that does not agree with your actions, that maybe does not agree with a certain partnership, or an agreement that you really want to enter at this time. There can also be some conflict or some blockage that comes from real estate investments, rentals, your properties, that does not let you enter this partnership. It could be that maybe you're living with your parents, for some of you Sagittariuses, and you want to get married, but your parents are like, okay, you can't live with us, you have to go live somewhere else. So there's some tension, some conflict that's being created there. However, with Jupiter getting involved, there is protection, there is heavenly help that is coming your way with this transit. I was about to say transaction. But Mars rules your 5th house. Okay, so this can talk about using your creative abilities to enter some type of partnership. It can also talk about maybe a child that does not agree with a certain thing, with some type of partnership that you want to be entering. If you happen to be separated and you want to get a new partner, then maybe your child is like, okay, I don't want this partner, I don't want you to get married to this one, I want you to go back to my biological parent, things like that. I feel like that's very specific for some of you Sagittarius, but definitely can be the case. Mars is also the ruler of your 12th house, so there can be some attention that comes here from some hidden enemy that could expose them, that this hidden enemy could turn from somebody that was hidden into somebody that is open now and you know who they are. The 12th house is also the house of spirituality. So for a lot of you Sagittarius, during this time you're starting to understand whether a certain partner agrees with you in some spiritual beliefs, in your religion, if they align with your routines associated with meditation, yoga, prayer, things like that. Can be some conflict that comes there from a family member, from your household, into your partnerships associated with these things. And that is very important because Jupiter rules you. Jupiter that's being involved in this square and this conjunction rules you. So you feel like you're being constrained, for some of you Sagittarius, constrained from a family member, from a partner also, with this transit. You maybe cannot express yourself freely. You cannot express maybe your belief system, and there is some structure that needs to be built here with Saturn in the 4th. There's some structure and practicality that needs to be implemented here so that you can go after your household responsibilities, take care of everything that you need to in your properties, in your rentals, without creating a conflict with your partner or trying to avoid a conflict with a partner. This transit can also unfortunately bring fighting between a partner and your parents. However, there's grace coming here from God with Jupiter being involved. Jupiter is the heavenly protection, the heavenly help that is coming into your partnership, that is kind of protecting it with this transit. Jupiter is also the ancient ruler of your 4th house. So again, we have a very strong activation in your 4th house, responsibilities, and real estate and ancestry and parents and things like that. So keep in mind that although there can be some conflict going on here, Saturn just wants you to learn how to build structures. I don't like to look at Saturn as a challenge or something bad. I think Saturn really tries to help you bring structures and discipline so that you can have effective, long-lasting effects. Especially since it's transiting your 7th house, it wants you to create partnerships that are long-lasting. But first, they have to go well, with your 4th house matters, with your house responsibilities with your parents, things like that. There's a reality check that is happening here. And Mars in the 7th is giving you the drive, determination to go after your partnerships and create a collaboration here and there, but do they align with even your emotional world? The 4th house is the house of emotions. Do they allow with your inner world? Are you expressing yourself freely through these partnerships? And Jupiter, again, is blessing this area of your life, is blessing your 7th house. But you have to stay also faithful to all the responsibilities that you currently have to be able to kind of mitigate the tension that this is bringing. But this is what I have for you, Sagittarius. This conjunction is like very important for you because it's happening at an angular house, and Saturn is also sitting in an angular house, so you may feel a lot of effects in different areas of your lives. You might be one of the signs that's the most affected, but stay grounded here with Saturn. Build structures, be disciplined, be honest, be ethical, have integrity in all of your doings, and you're going to satisfy Saturn eventually. But this is what I have for you. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you resonate with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Capricorns, Capricorn suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. Capricorns, this conjunction is happening on August 14 in the sign of Gemini in your 6th house at 16 degrees. And it's being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 70 degrees in your 3rd house. Mars in your 6th house is giving you the go-getter vibe. You are running after your errands, completing tasks, being very active in your daily routines, and Jupiter here is expanding them. You are going from one thing to the other. For others of you Capricorns, this conjunction is bringing the need to address some health issues. Jupiter wants you to heal from them, and Mars is giving you the determination and the drive to be able to do so, to drastically change your diet, to drastically change your workout routine, to be physically more active in order to benefit your physical body. For others of you Capricorns, this conjunction can bring the need to heal some kind of relationship with coworkers, or it could even bring expansion into some kind of conflict that you might have with them. This, will depend on your personal chart, which way is going to go. However, the Saturn that is squaring this aspect is asking you to be structured and disciplined in the way how you communicate with other people. Saturn here is asking you to be serious, to radiate responsibility when you talk to others. It's also asking you to be more practical in the way how you talk to yourself, in the way how you think, to even keep notes, to be, disciplined in the things that you learn. And Saturn here, if you are in the sales, writing, marketing industries, then it's also asking you to take a practical approach to be able to complete your daily tasks and daily routines that you have. It could even be that your daily routines are somehow being challenged and blocked because of a neighbor or because of a younger sibling. So there's definitely some tension being created here. And again, Saturn wants you to build a structure around the way how you think, how you communicate with others, to be more effective, to sound more responsible, and to be wiser in the way how you talk to your colleagues, and also in the way how you approach to your daily routines and to your physical health. So there is a conflict happening here between Mars and Saturn, and it's one of it's a challenging aspect. But just keep in mind that Jupiter is also being involved here, and Jupiter is the heavenly help Jupiter is the gods. Jupiter is the god itself that is helping here to mitigate this aspect and to teach us the right lessons, to make us wise in our decisions, to be able to understand what this conflict is and how we can resolve it. Mars rules your 4th house, so it can be that there could be a family member that is having some health issues during this time and needs help, in their physical body, in their physical health with this conflict, but there is some communication misunderstanding there that is happening. Mars also rules your 11th house, so for a lot of you, you may have some type of conflict that you need to address associated with your physical health, your physical body, that could be aligned or not with your long-term dreams and goals. So Saturn in the 3rd here is asking you to think differently, to reassess your thinking, to again build some structure that realigns you with your long-term dreams and goals for the future. Jupiter is the ancient ruler of your 3rd house and is also the ruler of your 12th house. So again, we have a communication activation here, and Jupiter really wants you to use your mental capacity to do all these daily tasks that you have on a daily basis, all the responsibilities that you have, but also take care of your physical body, love your physical body, do your workout routines, and also have good relationships and good communication with your co-workers. Saturn rules you, so you could be your own blockage sometimes, Capricorns. You could be the ones that is on the way on completing these daily tasks and responsibilities, and it could be because you feel overwhelmed. There could be a lot of things going on. Saturn is going retrograde afterwards. It becomes a bit more internal when it goes retrograde. So there could be some war going on inside of you, Capricorns, in the way how you think, in the way how you communicate with others. But the tension that's being created here with a square is asking for action. You need to take some type of action to be able to resolve these things in your 6th house matters. And lastly, there can just be something that happens in your day-to-day life, in your daily routine, that really needs your attention, and you just feel overwhelmed with addressing it. But again, Saturn wants to teach you to take on these responsibilities, and you do generally a great job in doing so because you're a Capricorn. But this is also a great opportunity to expand and grow in your 6th house matters. This is what I have for you, Capricorns. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Aquarius, Aquarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction for the 12 signs. This conjunction, Aquarius, is happening on August 14 Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But it's happening in the sign of Gemini in your 5th house at 16 degrees. It's also being squared by Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees in your 2nd house. For a lot of you Aquariuses, this conjunction is bringing the need to expand in your creative abilities and artistic endeavors. You may feel very driven, very excited, very passionate about them. You could even, talk to people about them and just really want to expand on these things. For others of you, this conjunction can bring the need to heal with a child, with your children. On the other hand, you can bring some kind of expansion when it comes to a conflict that you might have with a child. So it can go both ways. It will depend on your personal chart how it exactly goes, but it's definitely there's a possibility. This conjunction brings you the need to spend time on buying risky investments. on gambling, on winning money by luck. So you definitely have the need to do so, but Mars here can also be bring impulsiveness into maybe taking on some risks that you shouldn't. So be aware of that, be very cautious of that. Or, to expand in your risky investments. So again, there's some protection here coming from Jupiter, but always keep in mind that Jupiter, sometimes it expands what it touches, and at this time it's touching Mars, and Mars is impulsiveness. So be aware of that, be careful with that, because there's a square coming from Saturn, from your house of finances. So this can definitely be related to finances. Saturn in your second house is asking you to be very structured about how much money you make, how much money you're spending, budgeting, and things like that. Saturn here is also asking you to reassess your self-worth, to understand what you are worth of, understand your values, and help you build self-confidence. And Saturn can be very heavy here, definitely, but it wants you to build a practical way into approaching these things. So there's a conflict here going on between two houses, and Mars also rules your third house and also your 10th house. So there can be some career association here. Saturn is asking you to maybe use your resources or your personal finances to pursue some type of creative ability and hobby that you may have, to turn it into a career, into something that people know you for. This can also ask you to improve your communication with other people, and the way how you network with them, how you relate with them. Especially if you have a small business, this conjunction can be very significant when it comes to using your creative and artistic abilities to expand and to build some type of structure associated with your business. Jupiter is the entry ruler of your second house. So again, we have finances activation, and also the ruler of your 11th house, which is also a financial house. A lot of you Aquariuses are rethinking about your long-term dreams and goals for the future with Jupiter in your 5th house. Some of you may want to use your artistic abilities to realign yourself with your long-term dreams and goals for the future. You may also want to pursue some type of creative and artistic ability that you've been wanting to for a while now. But Saturn here sitting in the second house is telling you maybe you don't have the finances yet to do so. Maybe you don't have the self-confidence to do so. So Saturn wants you to build a budget, basically wants you to be careful with your finances when it comes to you investing, in risky investments, when it comes to you investing on your hobbies, on your artistic abilities. Saturn is asking for structure, for discipline here. And Saturn rules your 12th house, so it's telling you to be careful from losses, to be careful from hidden things that maybe you don't understand at the moment, but that could definitely affect you in your 5th house matters. Keep in mind that Mars and Saturn square does not have a good reputation. It's more on the difficult side of a transit. However, we do have the protection from Jupiter. Keep that in mind. That's very important. We have a blessing here with Jupiter in the 5th house, and the 5th house in the Vedic astrology and ancient astrology also is a house of good deeds. So there may be some impulsiveness happening, some expansion wanting to happen, but Saturn is keeping you in check. Saturn is actually protecting a lot of you Aquariuses, and don't look at this as a challenge. Look at this as a way to understand what you need to be more practical about in order to develop your 5th house matters. But this is what I have for you Aquariuses for this transit. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you could do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website. Hello, dear Pisces, Pisces suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Mars conjunct Jupiter astrology prediction. The conjunction between these two planets is happening on August 14 in the sign of Gemini in your 4th house at 16 degrees. But it's being squared by Saturn in Pisces in your 1st house, which is sitting at 17 degrees. Pisces, Mars here is giving you the drive and determination to expand in your real estate, to expand in your home, to maybe have a new child joining you, to maybe have your parents move in with you. Mars is giving you the drive, determination, and passion to do so. And Jupiter at the same time is giving the blessing from God, from the heavens, to be able to expand in your home, to buy again another property. But also is expanding your need and desire to do so. It's making you very driven to go after all of your household responsibilities with this conjunction. The 4th house is also the house of our emotions, and for some of you Pisces, this transit can make you a bit agitated because Mars is agitation, Jupiter is expansion. So those feelings of having some type of resentment and anger towards a family member specifically could also be present during this conjunction. There's a square here happening from your 1st house. So it could be that for a lot of you Pisces, you may be the blockage here. You may be the person that, initiates some kind of debate and even conflict with a family member associated with, things that you're not satisfied about. And it could even be because of financial reasons. Mars naturally rules your 2nd house, and in the 4th house is asking a lot of you Pisces to use your personal income, your personal money, the money that you make, to be able to make some type of investment in your 4th house matters, to expand in your home, to make it bigger, make some kind of renovation, add a room, change a room into something else. So you may be very well using your personal finances to do so. Or it could just be that you're using them to help a family member. However, there's some conflict happening here too. There's something that does not sit right with you, with your identity, your personality, or with where you want to see yourself in the future. And that is because Saturn, that's sitting in your 1st house, actually rules your long-term dreams and goals house, the 11th one. So for a lot of you Pisces, you are reassessing yourself. You are thinking and rethinking and building structures with this transit associated with where you want to see yourself in the future. Does this investment in your 4th house matters align with where you want to be? And this transit very well is going to highlight that. It can bring some conflict with a family member within your house, with your parents, with a partner even. Associated with these matters. Mars also rules your 9th house. So for some of you Pisces, there can be a conflict associated with your belief system, with international travel issues, international travel visas, documentation also that is being addressed during this time, that is associated with a family member, with your entire household. Maybe you want to relocate, but there is some blockage happening here, again, with you being realigned with your long-term dreams and goals for the future. And the other reason why you could be the initiator is because Jupiter, that's being involved here, is also your ancient ruler. And it's also the ruler of your 10th house. So you feel like there is some conflict that may be going on, between you and your household, and that it goes in conflict with what you want to be known into the world, with your career and public reputation. So this square between Mars and Saturn does not have a good reputation. It's a challenging one, but I want to tell you that we have the blessing of Jupiter at this time. It's a bit different. It could be a bit lighter, a bit lighter than usual with this difficult transit. So there's definitely a possibility there for reconciliation and for coming into some type of agreement with family members or related to responsibilities with your 4th house matters. But keep in mind, Pisces, that with Saturn in the 1st, it could be that you maybe are self-sabotaging things also, okay? keep that in mind. Maybe there is some structure that Saturn wants to build within you. Maybe it wants to bring some clarity about yourself, about your personality, what you want to be known into the world, that affects your household, affects your family matters, and also real estate and possessions that you have. But this is what I have for you, Pisces, for this transit. I hope that it resonates with you. You're the last sign, and my voice is like gone. I'm like coughing every 2 seconds. But please let me know how things are going for you in the comments. You know, I always read them. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Okay, I'm leaving now. I'm having some water. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my website, takingyoutothestars.com. It will be under the services tab, and at the moment I'm offering multiple readings, such as personal birth chart reading, 1-year transit, positivity chart reading, which basically focuses on the positive sides of your chart, vocation, money reading, love reading, and astrocartography. However, if you really want me to do another reading or a simple, different consultation with me, you can just send me an email at takingyoutothestars@gmail.com. That's also listed on my website.